Okay, good morning. Our topic for this session is all about coal, natural gas, and nuclear power plant. Let's start with the coal power plant. When we say coal power plant, coal technologies are available and in demand for the coal, and it has remained steady despite the current stringent standard on the environmental concerns. Thus, in our country, the Philippines is largely a coal-consuming country, with coal having the highest contribution. So it uses coal as a source of energy. Here are the advantages and disadvantages of coal power plant. Let's start with the advantages. Coal is the most abundant energy source, and there is no shortage of coal, and foreign political turmoils does not interrupt with the flow of coal. And also, modern plants are very efficient in terms of producing copious amount of electrical power from raw fuel. Thus, power plants are prevalent and the technology is also mature. So we are using coal for almost 100 years. No? So the technology in using coal as a source of energy is mature already. And we we are not yet having the problem of coal shortage. While we have the disadvantage, air pollution that can cause asthma, cancer, heart and lung diseases, and also neurological problems, acid rain, and the global warming as a result of the use of coal, of burning coal. Also, radiation exposure that can be up to 100 times higher than a nuclear power plant. Because we are using heat energy, it also uh, results into radiation exposure. We also have mercury, nitrous oxide, heavy metals, and other toxic substances that can harm wildlife and ecosystem. So here, they are the waste materials in extracting coal. So those are the disadvantages. We also have the top countries that uses coal power plants. We have China, next is India, United States, Japan, and Indonesia. So those are the top countries that use coal power plants. Now let's move on to natural gas power plants. So natural gas power plant is a gas-fired power plant. Sometimes it referred to as a gas-fired power station or natural gas power plant. It is a thermal power station that burns natural gas to generate electricity. So it is a gas-fired power plant that generate almost a quarter of world electricity and are significant sources of greenhouse gas emissions. Natural gas have advantages and disadvantages. Let's start with the advantages. So natural gas power plants are cheap and quick to build. They have very high thermodynamic efficiencies, produce fewer pollutants like nitrous oxide, sulfur oxides, and particulate matter than coal and oil. So it has fewer pollutants than coal and are better able to meet fluctuating demand. So because they produce more efficient energy, so they can meet fluctuating demand. But we also have disadvantages for natural gas power plant. So natural gas power plant is highly inflammable. So it catches fire easily. So non-renewable source of energy and will eventually die out, polluting water and earth, greenhouse gas emissions because of burning natural gas, and it can also leak when not well maintained. Here are the following countries that have natural gas power plants. Top one is United States, followed by Russia, China, Germany, and Italy. Now let's move on to the nuclear power plant. A nuclear power plant is a thermal power station in which the heat source is a nuclear reactor. As a typical of thermal power stations, heat is used to generate steam that drives a steam turbine connected to a generator that produces energy. So, uh, from uh, from the nuclear power, it is converted into heat energy that produces steam and drives a steam turbine as a form of mechanical energy. And lastly, it is connected to a generator that produces electricity. So there are four conversion of energy in this nuclear power plant. So here are the advantages and disadvantages of nuclear power plant. For advantages, it has low carbon energy source, small carbon footprint, reliable and cost-effective, economical, and that requires less land than other forms of energy production. It also provides a clean form of energy with no greenhouse emissions. But it also have a disadvantage. It has high capital cost and long approval and commissioning time, non-renewable and depleting source of uranium. So uranium is the primary element or the raw element in using or in powering up the nuclear power plant. So disposal and storage of nuclear waste, which is radioactive, is highly toxic. Accidental leakage of radiation and large-scale accidents, which can be catastrophic. It also has security risks of nuclear waste failing into the wrong hands because nuclear waste is very powerful, it is very toxic, it can be used as a nuclear weapon. So these countries have the most nuclear power plants. Ranked one, the United States, which has 99 nuclear power plants, followed by France, which has 58 power plants. Japan has 48 power plants, and China has only 35 power plants. And that's the end of our lesson. Thank you for listening.